And all the while, okay, those are fishing boats. Never mind, it's not a naval invasion. Yeah, I don't think this was a good trade for the Spanish. So I guess the Turks, or maybe this is the Battle of Tunis, you know, or whatever it is, in 1560 or something. Maybe it's that battle, and Lepanto has not happened yet. Maybe I spoke too soon. What is going on here? What is going on? Oh my! I missed that. I missed that. It was like lightning. That I was wondering if that was gonna happen, but. He's building another town center over here. Whoa, sorry guys, I missed that. But if that was coordinated, that was insane. That was really good coordination between pink and red. If he created a diversionary battle, that was interesting, man. So I guess the Spanish player actually won that fight strategically. That was the whole point. What on earth? This match is turning into a meme generator right now. It feels like it. Don't worry, the Mongols will protect you. That sounds very, very, very threatening. It sounds like a very, very threatening arrangement. I don't like it. I would not give them my back. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another Age of Empires 2 multiplayer battle replay. This time, again, coming to you from Bishalmenton, our Discord mod, and you can hop onto Discord. Link is in the description below. You can also share your Age of Empires 2 multiplayer battle replays, and I'll try to get through to them as quickly as I can. Playing in green as the Mongols is Bishalmenton. His ally, I'm going to turn off Fog of Warrior for some time, is John, playing as his main faction, the Turks. Interesting, he's going for Mongols on a water-based map. Oh, that's... I'm not an expert in the meta and the different factions, but I know that the Mongols are a rush heavy faction. I know with horse archers, so it's kind of weird that you would go with them. But I don't know anything. Maybe you could make something work. Maybe you could throw off the other team who might not expect that. And then on the other side of the pond is the Huns, not too far from the Mongols, I guess. Played by Kokio613, so Kokio is his name, I guess. I'm gonna call him that, in pink there, or purplish pink, whatever. And finally, we have the Spanish, quite in their element, I guess, on a naval map, maybe, I don't know. And classic enemies of the Turks, played by Julk Monster in red. And let's survey the resource situation right now, since this is the slower part of the game currently. Already got a lumber camp here, so he's got stone nearby, berries very close by, a lot of gold. And being in a water-based map, I guess you will have to worry less about raids, but at the same time, I know at least in Age of Empires 3 and Age of Empires 4, a bit of a wicked tactic that you can use on water-based maps is to try and get some villagers across as quickly as possible, and then build your own like colony on the other side of the map, potentially not having it discovered for a significant portion of the game, until of course it's all too late. I have won, actually, I think 1 or 2 Age of Empires 4 matches when I played it, and I think I have one of them on the channel, I think, where I did that, and it wasn't long until the other side, until the other person decided to quit, because it was just pointless at that point. That's good. You always gotta settle in for one of these matches, because these are pretty damn long. It's a journey. It is truly a journey. Some people might hate it, but I quite like settling in for the long haul on one of these games and watching them seesaw back and forth. And I think this is my first match that I'm commentating on a map such as this, where there's there's 2 separate land masses. I know there's another match I covered where it was more of like it was a single island that had like a land bridge on one side, but there's no land bridge on this map at all. So I'm curious to see how this game plays out on one of these maps. Any fishing boats? I don't see any fishing boats. Mongols have not. I want to see a Mongol invasion. Maybe it can be better than the botched invasion they did of Japan. Maybe they can redeem themselves in this match. He's still having issues with his mouse. Yeah, he mentioned this in Discord. John is having issues with his mouse. I'm just a skill issue, man. It's typical. Oh my god, my game is lagging kind of issue. But he seems to be doing fine. He's gotten a boar, one of the wild boars at least. He has plenty of sheep. He has. I want to do this from his perspective. Okay, I can see it now. All of these villagers are going idle over here. He's probably trying to select them. Well, that sucks. To his, at least, you know, to his advantage, it's being a water-based map. He's not. Maybe he won't have to suffer as much for falling behind. He's not as readily exposed as he would be. Otherwise. Meanwhile, Bisham Mountain is out here herding up the deer. He's got in the middle here. He's ignored the berries, which is interesting. Maybe he's gonna leave them for later on, so that he has a closer what's it called, a closer harvesting zone to the town center. Maybe he doesn't have to walk villagers as quickly. He might just not build a mill at all there. Well, we'll see about that. Can definitely see, especially last time I saw some pretty interesting builds with gold mines and stone mines. Last game was crazy. I actually quite liked it. It was very, very intense. A lot of interesting ideas, some of which unfortunately didn't pan out very much, but you can go ahead. I think I'll link that in the banner, or one of the banners in this video, or you can see that in the description. And we have the makings of the Turkish Navy. Turks, not too bad of a naval power, I guess, historically. He's got his fishing boats going out. He's, despite the mouse issues, he doesn't seem to be doing atrociously. Like, even in terms of score, he's way ahead of the Spanish player. Like, though, again, score, I don't put too much faith into the score the game is showing me, because all it takes is... What the hell is that with deer? Okay, that's a lot of deer. But because all it takes is just one bad fight where you lose a bunch of units to just take the score down again. Let me see. Alright, he's exhausted his local supply of food. His sheep, they're mostly gone, and he's sending villagers away to work as lumberjacks. Okay, so he's sending more over to wood. Yeah, he's shifting gears now. He's focusing more on maritime-based food production, capturing some fish over here. And there's quite a lot of those, actually. I think there's quite a lot of food in total in aggregate on this map. Seeing all the... Seems like naval maps have a much higher aggregate of food. But the drawback is that you need to invest in a military navy, because your land units can't do much to protect. And he's gonna lose a villager to a wolf. Oh no, that sucks. It's pretty devastating. It's pretty devastating. That's gonna be pretty devastating. Yep, at this point in the game. Sorry, Gom, but you know, you tried. He's also known as Gom on Discord. John Gom. I'll be saying that interchangeably. But anyway, let me see from the Fog of War. So he scouted out most of the island. He's building houses really close together, maybe to save time for his villagers, I guess, because I don't see much point in building a house wall on this map. It's really interesting seeing how much the game changes with separate land masses. Like, you don't really need to care about using about making building walls, or maybe they will subvert my expectations in that regard and do that anyway. Are we gonna have any D-Day-esque moments? Well, it seems like it. They're building houses right along the coastline. Are they preempting a naval invasion or something? A naval raid? This isn't gonna protect them against ships, but it's gonna protect them at least to delay a delaying action against enemy soldiers, so enemy land troops. That's interesting to see. Yeah, not seeing any farms being built yet, and never mind, here there are in the Turks, but it's been pretty late, slow going on planting farms in this game, because I'm guessing they're focusing. I read the Discord chat, and they're focusing more on actually taking advantage of the deer packs here, deer herds. Herds is the correct word, right? Okay. Alright, got a gold mine set up. John has not yet advanced to the... He's still doing well, considering. They told me he does poorly because of his mouse issues, but maybe we'll see that later on. But he's doing pretty fine, I'd say, if I do say so. He's got 2 lumber camps up. A bit of headroom for his population. A lot of fishing boats. He might have the most fishing boats on the map. I'm not sure. Do the Huns have any fishing boats? No, nothing. Yeah, not seeing a lot of fishing boats on the. I'm gonna say enemy team to refer to the non-Discord members, the people I don't know. Just so you know, so that's the people on the southern island. Julk monster advanced to the feudal age. John has not even begun to advance to the feudal age. Bisham Mountain has arrived, so he's lagging pretty far behind. Never mind. He's doing fine in terms of resources, I guess, but he has not even started out. Okay, then never mind. He's going now. He's on the way. See what the other players are doing down here. All right, 1 farm here. They're focusing mostly on deer, maybe. What are they even focusing on? Okay, they exhausted that deer supply that was there, and then they're gonna build. Okay, they're gonna build a mine. Oh, so is he gonna move them all to gold? Okay, this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting if they de-emphasize food gathering on land to rely on fishing boats. The Huns also have a burgeoning fishing navy. John says he can't mill deer. What's going on here? Something up, my man. Are you okay? Okay, he has only like 2 idle fishing boats, but no idle villagers. Okay. He's last into the feudal age, but in terms of resource gathering, he's doing quite well. He's still way ahead of Julk Monster, like 400 or 500, like 450 points. I'm curious to see like how, because I'm not an expert in this game. I know the fundamentals about it, but I'm curious to see how they're gonna, if anyone's gonna do some early game raid. I don't see any military units, any land units being built. There's a barracks here, but he hasn't built, and a stable. I'm expecting some sort of aggressive action from the Mongols or the Huns. It's a really interesting faction picks, I think, for this map, Mongols and Huns. They're rush-heavy factions, but you're taking them to a map where you need to put in some extra work to actually build a dock and build the naval infrastructure to transport units. But I'm not sure how strong the Huns or the Mongols are in terms of their naval strength. if they have any deficiencies in that regard or any strengths, added strengths. One idle villager. Let's do this from Bishamantan's perspective. Very, very efficient economies over here. Nobody has any like significant numbers of idle villagers. He also has, okay, he has 2 docks. Interesting. Really going for that economic boom strategy, but I don't see any fishing boats back here. Wonder what that's about. Got 1 dock here, another dock. Yeah, they're building quite a bit of. I don't know, like, are they settling in for the long haul? Like, are they gonna do they spend the whole game basically doing a city builder and then engage in the final calamitous clash? The Spanish seem to be the only ones with any sort of military at all. Like, they have a navy, four galleys. Is he looking? Yeah, 6 galleys. Sorry, is he looking for land-based targets like villagers? Alright, Heli, you need to get some fire ships out there. We got 1 galley here from the Turks. Are we gonna have a reenactment of the Battle of the Lepanto with the Mongols and the Huns as spectators? Well, that was... I guess that was a scare tactic. But maybe it wasn't a good idea, because I'm trying to think, like, psychologically. If you do that and you barely do any actual damage, you might just incentivize the person to start building a military navy. Sorry, to start building, like, actual naval power. Which, maybe you want to divert the resources to that and other things, but it could also, like, backfire. It's kind of like... It's kind of like doing a Pearl Harbor, maybe, and waking up a sleeping giant. Maybe you don't want to... You don't want to prod that monster, especially Bishamantan, who's a very good player here. And somehow, wait a second, John has really pulled ahead in terms of points. He is nearly 1,000 points ahead of the last player. That is, I don't think I've ever seen such a massive, like, differential in a single match, especially this early. That's huge. Like, it's later on when you have actual military exchanges and people are losing units and stuff. Yeah, it makes sense, but at this point, he is comfortably in the lead. That's interesting, despite the mouse issues. What on earth were you saying about the mouse issues? I don't get it. He has all of the fishing boats here. Though they're on the transport. Oh my god, those are transport ships. Oh, okay, there we go. Some action. Though the Turks have cut them off. That's interesting. So he's cut them off. All right, so he's cut off the transport ships from this section, but they're just going to go around, and I don't know if he has any military. No, he does not have any military back here. I don't know if they're... I have no idea if these transport ships are carrying anything. Let's check the Spanish side. Let's see. No, I don't want anything to slip under my nose. So he's lined up 3 transport ships just to, I don't know, maybe just to keep them safe from the war galleys. Maybe he's screwed up now that they're just cut off from everything. And he can't advance forward, because from his perspective, I want to see this. Yeah, he has not scouted out this area. He doesn't know what's ahead. He doesn't know if there's any navy, because that's a dangerous choke point to, like, get cut off in. Like, he could get cut off there and lose. I have no idea how much wood this stuff cost. That can't be an insignificant loss. Especially for the Huns, who would want to get across as quickly as possible and do some damage at least. So even if he doesn't, even if John doesn't destroy these, as long as they're just not doing anything, he's winning. They're just wasted resources at that point if he's not using them to transport anything. He's gonna destroy the dock, I guess. He's expecting that the Huns maybe are gonna build galleys or fire ships or whatever to try and at least protect their transport ships or break the deadlock. But that's oh here it goes, boys. Let's watch the Battle of the Lepanto over here. Will the Turks redeem themselves? Will the Turks take us into an alt history scenario? I don't think so. It looks like it's turning against them. You might have benefited from some fire ships, but if he rushes in some reinforcements, okay, he's gonna pull away and then rush in some reinforcements, and the farther he goes back, the more advantageous it is because he's closer to his. Like, look at this, like the whole supply lines kind of thing just materializing. He wants to go closer to base so he can more easily reinforce. All right, that is interesting, boys. He's gonna. You might want to pull back the fishing boats. Or maybe is he having mouse issues still? I don't know. He seems to. Yeah, it's looking like we got some mouse issues over here. All these ships are just sitting put. And all the while, okay, those are fishing boats. Never mind, it's not a naval invasion. Yeah, I don't think this was a good trade for the Spanish. They didn't destroy that many fishing boats, certainly not enough to justify the cost of those war galleys. And I think it's a wise idea to cut his losses and just take the 4 remaining ones. So I guess the Turks, or maybe this is the Battle of Tunis, you know, or whatever it is, in 1560 or something. Maybe it's that battle, and Lepanto has not happened yet. Maybe I spoke too soon. What is going on here? What is going on? Oh my! I missed that. I missed that. It was like lightning. That I was wondering if that was gonna happen, but he's building another town center over here. Whoa! Sorry guys, I missed that. I was too busy focusing on the. But if that was coordinated, that was insane. That was really good coordination between pink and red. If he created a diversionary battle, that was interesting, man. So I guess the Spanish player actually won that fight strategically. That was the whole point. Though the Navy is gonna start intervening, but I don't know. Oh, that must hurt. That is a bunch of Hun knights who are now on your soil, running around unchecked, and all of your and half of your villagers are gone. Maybe, I don't know. All right. That must feel really bad. Yeah, I think it would have been better if he focused. It would have been better if he just focused on the transport ships and just boxed them in, because those are the real danger. Because remember, guys, it doesn't matter if you win a naval battle if you can't like convert that into a land invasion. It does not matter at that point. The naval battle is simply a setup for the actual killing blow, and it does not matter if you win that if you can't prevent the transports from coming in. And this is just, he just has to sit with all these knights over here. Maybe he's spam building a military or watchtowers or whatever, anything, or maybe he's just gonna ignore them. That's his blacksmith going down, or maybe Heli is going to intervene, Bishalmenten, but I don't see any military from the side. Yeah, Spanish are wrecking the Mongol docks over here. He might now regret building his houses that close to the shoreline. It's a pretty questionable move. It's much better to, I think, to I'm being the armchair general over here, but I think it's much better to try and destroy the transports or prevent them from even landing in the first place than it is to engage in a land-based defense. Because even if you manage to repulse a land attack like this one, you can't easily counterattack. It's not like one of those land-based maps where you can at least maybe have a window after they've expended their resources in raid. Maybe you have a window to counterattack and then pay them back. But that's not happening here, and that's sorry, man. We also got some fire ships. Yeah, finally a hard counter, and the war galleys are gonna retreat. So I guess we have the Lepanto over here. We had both the Battle of Tunis and the Battle of Lepanto, you know, a speed-running Turkish-Spanish history here, I guess. And then the Huns and Mongols are somehow involved as well. It must feel bad to be in John's position right now. He must feel powerless. Oh, the Mongols do have one trade cart just speeding through here. Why is that moving so fast? Or is that just the animation or something? I don't know. Well, finally we got some Mongol pikemen rushing in. So it's safe to say that the Spanish and the Huns have dominated the seas. We still got... Oh, we got trade cogs. What are you doing, man? Oh, there's another... Oh, no. Oh, sorry, man. I'm sorry about that, man. You just lost. Like, the only thing... like, yo, Helloid, you might want to consider, like, walling off this area. Like, just quarantining the threat. It's so funny just abandoning your ally to quarantine the threat. And that is the destruction of the Turkish Navy, I guess, or what matters of it. There's a lot of fishing boats over here waiting to get... This is GG, he says. I can't build crap. Well, he was doing well in the first, I don't know, how many minutes has that been? The first, like, 10, 15 minutes, he was really doing well despite the mouse issues, but it wasn't gonna... It took a naval invasion, the proper amphibious assaults, to actually expose the problems, I guess. And he's gonna have to live with that. That's so sad, man. I wanted a tit-for-tat, really close naval kind of gameplay just to see the chaos of it, but it seems like it's becoming pretty one-sided right now. The Turks are... You know, maybe the Huns are angry at the Turks for abandoning their nomadic ways or something. There's some lore over here. Lore. Lore master. John is telling Bishamantan to resign, and Bishamantan's like, no, you noob. To be fair, though, you know, Bishamantan is still leading in terms of points, but he's against two of those players, and Julk Monster has really caught up. I don't know, like Julk Monster, how they managed to catapult themselves. Like, I'm guessing he was saving wood to build a navy, and it's and that's where he got his points from. Now that he has so many naval units, they're adding to his score. We got a war galley from the Mongols over here, just one random war galley. Oops, what are you doing? You're just marching. Go, you're just sailing across, huh? He's got, okay, guys, can I like safe passage? Truce? Okay. The Mongol stealth battalion. What are you doing, man? Or these are Mongol traitors or whatever. They've joined the Spanish. They realize, you know, they can't win without their Turkish allies. Oh, finally the Spanish realized one of these is not like the others. Yeah, and the Huns are still still wreaking havoc on the northern island. I want to do this a bit slower so I can actually cover the economic situation, what's going on here. I just don't want to neglect any parts. So he's already got a castle here, so even if and they've placed them very strategically. They're covering these straits. They're covering obvious landing points and the strait over here. That's really good castle placement. I like that. So even if green and blue somehow manage to survive the attack, there's no way they're easily launching a counteroffensive. And yeah, you should quit at this point, man. Like, it's not often I say like this is unwinnable, but this is unwinnable. If your teammate is literally dead and they can't and your enemies control the oceans at this point, you're not easily building transport fleets under their nose, and they've destroyed your naval infrastructure. Yeah, if this was a land-based like match, like completely land-based, I'd say maybe you can do something. We've seen some pretty crazy comebacks in those games, but I think it's much harder to do that in the naval. Once you control the seas, I think it's pretty difficult to actually lose the game at that point. Because not only do Bishamantan and John, are they unable to like mount any serious counterattack, they're also giving up all these food resources on the map. So if it comes to if it comes to a war of attrition, they're also going to lose. There's no way they're going to win the battle of attrition if it comes down to that. I'm sorry, John. Happens to us all, I guess. Yeah, Bichon Menton says, shut up, don't worry. He says he's gonna... you know what? Maybe, you know, Bichon Menton can really surprise me over here. He sometimes, or all the time, actually, really manages to pull off some crazy feats. So we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I wanna... He's built... at least John has got a tower castle up. It's gonna take more than, or maybe not. Those hit points are actually going down pretty fast. And there's no other. There's some pikemen over here, a paltry force of pikemen, trying to intervene. But yeah, you should be thankful they ain't paladin. And he still has interestingly, he still has a dock left. I don't know if he built that or if the enemy just ignored that, but he's throwing out a war galley. Okay, I guess I want to see what I want to see what it is from his perspective. Fog of war. Okay, he has some resources stockpiled, but he's gonna need more than that if he wants to knock out the knights. Unless Heli does something serious or just ignores it entirely. Whoa. Well, on the naval, on the naval aspect, the Mongols still have some sort of presence there, but let's see if they can do anything with that. That's a lot of war galleys, just war galleys, and you should know by now that the Spanish have some fire ships. So I don't know how well he's gonna do with a very uniform force. Got some Turkish war galleys, so I guess they're gonna pool together their navies. If John's mouse issues resolve themselves. Julg monster advanced in the Imperial Age, oh boy. Yeah, so... Let's see how this goes. Let's see if this is the beginning of a glorious counterattack. I want to check what's going on. Okay, the knights are slowly being worn down. All right, but is it too little, too late? The fact that you wipe them out at this point, those knights have paid insanely well for their, you know, paid for their price insanely well. And it's just look at that, a turn of fortunes, how John has basically tumbled in terms of score to last place. But at the same time, Bichon Menton is also making up for it a bit. He's at 7,600 versus 5,500. So maybe is this going to be like a one-man operation? And the Turks are walking in to rebuild their civilization under the watchful eye. That's so ironic, man. With this weird Mongol saving you from the Huns so that the Turks can rebuild. What is this messed up? What on earth? This match is turning into a meme generator right now. It feels like it. Don't worry, the Mongols will protect you. That sounds very, very, very threatening. It sounds like a very, very threatening arrangement. I don't like it. I would not give them my back. Bichon Menton paid 1,100 gold to you. Okay, that's cringe, man. Okay, there's a bit of a lull. No naval action so far. I want to keep the fog of war on from their perspective. I want to see this from their perspective and experience it from that perspective and see what it's like the fear, not knowing what's in the fog of war, what awaits you. But I think attacking the docks is a good start. If the Spanish navy is already that strong, I shudder to think what the Huns will do if you allow them to build more ships. And you might stop them from gathering food from fishing boats if they have any. Oh, I saw some red over there. Oh well, there's a castle. Yeah, you might want to be targeting that instead. I'm not sure how effective war galleys are against castles. Maybe they're making the right call by deciding to retreat. Alright. Bishamantin says, follow my ships. Okay. These guys are exploring the back end of the map. Are they going to try hunting down fishing boats or just to hide their navy? Oh boy. Holy crap. That is a very menacing sight to see there. What are you doing? What on earth? No, this is not how you want to go into war. Holy crap. Yeah, why are you dividing your forces like this? You're supposed to follow his ships, man. Unless his mouse is acting up again. That's very sad. Or John keeps on saying it's GG, man. Hey, you have a pretty sizable navy here. Oh, man. Payback? This is Lepanto Part 2. It's too bad the Venetians aren't here. We can't have the Cretan War. There's no room for that. Bisha Menton says, shut up, noob. And the Spanish... sorry, the Huns have advanced to the Imperial Age, and we're going to be getting a Paladin rush soon, aren't we? We are going to be getting that. We're gonna be getting the Iron Fist of the Paladin, the Iron Hoof of the Paladin. And the Spanish keep on reinforcing themselves. Expect to see more fire ships. I'm expecting to see more fire ships come up just to finish off the Mongol war galleys. Or maybe not. The ones that are here are enough. Yeah, that did not go well. You poured your resources onto all those ships, man. That is Lepanto Part 2, and the Spanish win again. And now they're gonna be taking the war to land. Oh, they're gonna be targeting. Yeah, they're gonna be targeting those carts. What is going on here? Oh, that's just fishing boats. I thought they were military ships. We got some more war galleys. For what it's worth, Bisha Mountain still has a sizable point lead over either of the two enemy players. Bisha Mountain is saying to build a new market. Yeah, I don't know what the logic was, but if you're gonna build a market, you should probably build it in someplace secure inland. I know that it pays more if you have a longer distance between them, I guess, but they could have done that here in a more secure area. That would be one of the last buildings I put right next to, sorry, right next to the coastline. Not only is the market going to be targeted, but the trading carts are going to be targeted in transit. Bishamantin advanced to the Imperial. John keeps on saying we're 100% dead, but you know, the Mongols are just occupying Turkish territory right now, and the Turks are just puppets at this point. Yeah, a lot of idle boats here. I want to see this from Bishamantin's perspective. Not a lot of idle villagers, so his economy is doing very, very good. Whoa! Oh, we got cavaliers. We got cavaliers. Do we have any? No. Oops, sorry. Are paladin the next upgrade tier from cavalier? I'm not sure if they have separate upgrade tiers. But he has got trebuchets. I believe those are trebuchets. Yep, he's got trebuchets. They have landed with the heavy equipment right now, and this could spell the end. They're gonna destroy that tower unless Bisha Menton coughs up a really significant army. They are going to chew through that castle, and the navy. We got a bunch of galleons. Okay, a bunch of galleons and fast fire ships here targeting the dock. They're gonna destroy whatever chance the Turks have of building another navy. And beyond that is the fishing navy. Oh, that must be painful. Yeah, they're targeting. Yeah, there's the castle. John keeps on saying it's GG, man. He says, no, you noob. I think he's right, Bishamanton, though. Unless he's just fighting for honor at this point. He's gonna go down with his honor, or at least maybe he's gonna draw the match out so long because it's already been like 40 minutes. I know that's pretty normal, but at this rate, it's gonna be over an hour. Maybe he just wants the other two players to run out of patience. Yep, we got Cavaliers still significant strength. I'm gonna turn off the fog of war here. I want to see what the other team is up to. So the Spanish have not sent any military forces onto land, which is interesting. I don't think Bishamantin can do much if you decide to send. And look at all these trading cards over here, wasted space. I don't think if you send your, what are those, conquistadores? Yeah, if you send them like literally 10 or 15, I don't think there's much that he can do. I'm not seeing much of a military here. And the Cavaliers are running freely. We got the Spanish galleons sailing around in impunity. Really justifying the naval budget over there. But yeah, whoa. It's interesting to see that the Spanish are not putting anything towards their army. I guess the red and pink player, the Huns and the Spanish, are in the voice chat or something, and they're closely coordinating. Like, you go for the military and you build all the land units, and I'll just take care of the naval aspect. That seems to be what they're going for. And the way they have the ocean on lockdown over here, there's no way any ships are gonna get through here. There's no way they can build a port here. Like, the coastline is being monitored. Yeah. Cavaliers are pressing on. The Turkish castle has been destroyed. Whoa. Man, I want more of these save files, by the way, guys. These recorded games, send them to my Discord. Doesn't matter, 1v1, even Age of Empires Definitive Edition, I have that game as well. Whether it's Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition or HD, just send them away. 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, doesn't matter. Anything is good. Link to Discord is in the description below. I don't see the Turks giving any of the resources over to the Mongols. I think the only thing that John can do right now is just give whatever resources he has straight to gift to them straight over to Bishamantin, because there's no point having all those resources if you can't make any units out of them. Bishamantin is doing really good on the resource side though. He has plenty of gold. Food is coming in quick. Sorry, wood is coming in quick. Food is okay, I guess. Yeah, all of these idle. This is why I don't get the whole hype with building markets that my Discord members have. It depends on, it relies on the other person staying in the game, and they just sit around. At least the villagers will always have something to do, for most of the time at least. But yeah, there we go. There we go. That's the end of the. This is what the third invasion of the Turkish Empire by the Huns, and it's mostly a smoking ruin. And that's a lot of villagers, man. You want to get them out of there fast. Bishamantin keeps on tending to get a market. You know, it wouldn't matter if you didn't build a market and invest in all those trading cards, dude. That's like, holy crap, that's like 8 of them or 9 of them. They're multiplying. And now the Mongol town center is directly under attack by the Spanish Navy. Spanish giving the British a run for their money, I guess. And now all of these villagers no longer have a town center to drop their crap at, so they have to go and drop it off in the mill. But the mill is going to be targeted as well, so they're going to have to drop it in other mills. Spaniards. Yep, Spanish are not building any military aside in these conquistadors. Okay. I appreciate the dedication, the commitment to this. Oh, okay, look, there's a Mongol navy. But dude, you're not beating the Spanish at this point. I know they're really far from their home base, but geez, man. Or maybe if he manages to, he has like what, 3 docks over here. If he can spam the galleons out. But I don't even know if it's worth that much, because yeah, if he's extremely lucky, he might be able to sneak some forces across or something. And because if he, look, theoretically, if Bishop Mountain manages to get a decent army into Red's base, it's over for Red, unless they can churn units fast enough. But I don't know. Let me see this from Red's perspective. Julk Monster, I want to see. He has a big stockpile of food. Yeah, he's not spending it on anything. He's literally just leaving it on the Navy. And he still has plenty of wood to go through. He's going to be here a while. He's not exhausting that resource anytime soon. We've got some Mongol ships attacking here. The Mongols won, I guess. The Spanish are in a retreat. The Turks are trying to rebuild their rebuild their empire in the heart of the Mongol Empire now. Bishop Mountain has maintained his lead. All right, Red is amassing a navy. They're gonna go forward. I don't know, Mongol galleons better than Spanish galleons, or what? What am I missing something here? He's got some pikemen here in the coastline. Yeah, I'm not sure. If he's gonna do something about invading the southern island, he has to go for Red first, and maybe overwhelm him before he can. He has the time to like churn out all those units. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he has military units garrisoned somewhere else in one of the barracks. I'm not sure. And of course, the Turks have built another market. The Mongol navy is slowly inching forward. They've built their own docks here as well, just for reinforcing. I guess he's gonna inch his way across the coastline, reclaiming naval territory. It seems the Spanish have replenished their losses, and let me check the resources. Yep, they don't have any villagers on food. Like 2 villagers on food, and everyone else is on gold and wood. He is committed. He is full gear towards building a navy, towards the naval aspect, which I don't think is a bad idea, as long as you have as long as no transport ships can get across. That's it. We got some paladins. Finally, there's the paladins. They've arrived. They've landed. What defenses does Heli have? Does he have any castles or anything? No castles, it seems. There's one over here on this side. And Kokeyo is slowly catching up with Bishop Mountain in terms of score. It's not looking good. You had a good run, Bishop Mountain, considering the odds, but it's not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking good, dude. You should not be taking this fight. You should get out of there now. You do not have the resources. Though he could create a diversion and launch an amphibious assault, and like in that window that it gives him. But yeah, he's gonna have to try hard, and he's being raided. His economy is being raided as well. Finally, finally, I say that as positive. The Mongols are feeling the brunt of the paladin attack. Yeah, this is it, Heli. Give up. Your resources are your resource gathering is being heavily disrupted at this point, and you have no navy. You lost it. Bishop Mountain still says shut up, yo. He's He's a tryhard. He's a major tryhard, man. Do you not know victory? Do you not know defeat when you stare it in the face? Do you not know defeat when you stare it in the face, Bishamantan? What the hell are you doing? What even are you doing, man? He's saying cringe. Spanish are never mind. I was gonna say they are reclaiming all of their lost naval dominance, but there's a pretty hefty Mongolian force waiting for them. Now, this is what I said earlier. It doesn't matter if you can win individual naval battles if you can't convert that into an amphibious assault. It literally, unless you go for a relic victory, but I don't know. Does he have enough relics on his side, on his island? I did not consider that. Does he have enough relics? Does he have a monastery built up? I can't see. Market, barracks, market. Does he have a monastery? I don't know what the Mongol monastery looks like. What does it look like? He has a university, okay. Does he not have a monastery? Okay, well, looks like he does not have. I was wondering if he could. Oh, they can reach that far. Holy crap, another. He's got cannon galleon. Does Heli have a cannon galleon? Nope, I guess you're finished, man. That's it, man. You're done. You're dead. You guys are dead. You're dead. John disconnected. Is Bishamantan gonna stay in here? It's the final stand, I guess. Final stand of the Mongol Navy. Well, the galleons are making up for it in numbers. Kokyo has now surpassed Heli in terms of score. Drillmaster is not too far behind. And the Paladins are still at large. I'm gonna fast forward a bit over here because Heli is being very, very annoying at this point. Like Heli, I get it. If you're preparing an amphibious assault, I would understand why you're still here, but I don't see any signs of that. You're literally just being a nuisance right now. Like, I don't see any land force over here, and even if you did, you still have the Paladins who are just gonna... They could literally rush into your economy and just finish you off right now, but they're taking their time. They might be thinking, you know, where the hell is the Mongol army right now? And that's why they're not advancing at speed. And that is why they're not advancing at speed. It's literally just a battle of the wills at this point. Yeah, man, it's literally just a battle of the wills. I think the Spanish player is just taking the piss right now. He's like, you know what, this is, I'm not bothering with this. Like, he's just idle. His entire navy is just sitting idly. This would be a good time to target the castle, but I don't know if Bishamantan can see the castle. Let's see this from his perspective. Yeah, now he can see the castle. You should probably target the castle instead. I think that's a more pressing threat. Maybe? I don't know. Oh, we got the Spanish, the elite cannon galleon, as if a cannon galleon wasn't enough. And the Paladins have arrived. Yeah, it reminds me of Monopoly, where by the end of the first 20 minutes, you know who's going to win the game, but it just gets drawn out so heavily because people keep going around the board. Paladin. Yep, no response whatsoever. John is out of the game. But the Mongol Navy is winning on this front. Maybe. They're definitely covering some water here. Yep, finished replaying the game. I like how it hands you achievements for just viewing replays. I've gotten so many achievements right now, and despite 80% of my games being spectating, well, that was a good game. I expected a closer match, but that was just watching two players get ground into the dust for a full hour, almost a full hour. Let's see what the stats are. Quick current game. Military. Yeah, John did not do too well on that count. Whoa. Military stats. Units lost. Holy crap, man. You, I know you lost the game overall, but that's still a pretty hefty KD in your disfavor. Like 1 to 3, I don't think I've seen anything that severe so far. Largest army. That's interesting. He had the largest army, but I don't know if that that counts the navy. Food collected. Yeah, Bishamenten is... Oh, Bishamenten is almost equal in terms of food, but it doesn't really matter though, because Julk Monster was deliberately going for wood instead. But even then, in terms of wood, Bishamenten gathered more wood than Julk Monster and Kokio combined. That is quite impressive, actually. John also got a pretty decent amount of wood, but yeah, threw that into ships and couldn't really gain the naval advantage. Gold collected. All right. Trade profits. Yeah, I don't even know if the trade is worth it. Like you had a bit of time in the game to make some profit off of trade, and that's like a rounding error almost. But that's almost a rounding error on the amount of gold you got. So I really don't see. I understand doing it for cartography, but for carts, I'm not convinced at this point. Feudal age. Let's see the timeline here. Yeah, you can see Bishamenten really carrying his team over here. He is almost equal in terms of overall unit counts to the other two guys combined. And at this point, if he managed to sneak an army into the Spanish camp, I think he would have been able to do something like serious damage. Even though the Spanish player had 3,000 food, but that's not a lot for a late game army, especially because he had to build it from scratch. He only had a few conquistadors. And then there's also the bottleneck of time. They all have to be recruited one by one from each barracks. So I think he could have done something there if he just managed to get one transport ship. And I think there was a window there to do that. Because clearly that's something that the other team did. That's something that Kokio managed to do. He coordinated with the Spanish. The Spanish like, you know what, I'm going to do the naval aspect. I'm going to take care of the navy. You just get transport ships across and wreak havoc there. And it worked wonders. They were really coordinating really hard. But it's really unfortunate that John had mouse issues and skill issue probably as well. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. And as I said, you can hop onto Discord. Link is in the description. And share your save files. And I'll try to cover them as quickly as possible. Good game to everyone over here. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.